Hello and welcome back to another episode of the CQ The Watch Guy podcast with me, CQ The Watch Guy. I want to thank you so much for tuning in with me today. It's another beautiful day here at David SW Miami. We're located at 4800 Northeast 2nd Ave, Miami, Florida. If you want to come by, say hi, grab a coffee, look at some watches, talk some watches, we're always here for you. Had a great, a lot of visitors come through the weekend, a few podcast viewers as well. So thank you guys for watching. And thank you guys for popping in as well. Always a fun time. All right, as we are in the depths, the mids of summer, a lot of things going on. I saw a few news articles that are kind of connected, so I thought I'd talk about them very, very briefly. I want to kind of change up my format here, so we'll do like a quick rundown of news and get into the collection. That way, you're not left with a big, 40, 50-minute video like I do. Soon I have an idea coming for more longer form things, but I think we'll do that on a little separate side to get people who want more longer form content, a little bit of something, but people who want just a little short form into the watches, a little bit of news, a little bit of everything for everybody. Also have some new episodes of New Rivals with me and John and Catching Time with me and Chris as well coming up. So a lot of good content in the works. So much. Anyways, let's get into the news of the week. LVMH acquires Lepee, 1839 clockmakers. I think this is a very interesting move. Lepee, if you don't know, makes amazing clocks in different variations and different forms. Probably the most famous ones you'll know right now will be the collaborations between MB&F and Lepee. So you see the different, the spiders, the robots, I think the space machines. So many interesting, unique clocks and mechanical pieces of art that tell time. Basically, is what they are. So I think LVMH acquiring them does a couple things. It folds in a great plethora of mechanical know-how, right? And just research and development that you get to take from the Lepee side and, introduce into LVMH brands. And I can see a lot of great collaborations coming from this. And then it keeps a brand that's been around for a very, very long time and keeps them alive, kicking. I don't think they were in any particular struggle or anything like that. I think it's just the path that LVMH does and collects, for lack of a better term, really good long-term maisons or houses that have been producing things continuously for a very long time. So I think that's a good move, and I'm just excited to see the collabs. Lepee does some amazing things. They're not my favorite, top favorite, like unique clockmaker. That goes to Rouge, who does more music boxes, I should say. So they are, yeah. Rouge is a whole different thing, even though they're still in that mechanical instrument world. But Lepee is true clockmakers, so definitely they're my favorite abstract clockmaker out there, and they make so many cool things. So interesting to see the collabs that will be coming out of that. That's more what I'm looking forward to. I think business-wise, there's nothing crazy going on. Let's keep it on the LVMH tip. Big shake-up news on the F1 sponsorship side. Rolex, after this year, it's reported that they will no longer be the main sponsor for F1, and LVMH is inching in there, and the word is that Tag Heuer will be the brand that they'll push along with F1, which makes sense. They already have some racing partnerships there, and Tag Heuer is full of racing history. What's interesting is just if the money's reported right, Rolex has been attached to F1 as an annual sponsor since 2011. That reported deal started at $10 million a year, and up to this year, it's $50 million annually. Apparently, the new deal that LVMH just inked, $150 million a year for F1. So that's insane money there, and an interesting shakeup, right? Rolex, if you notice, they're good about being, they sponsor the big iconic sports, right? So you have tennis, you have Wimbledon. With racing, you have Le Mans, you have F1 as well. With golf, I don't know who they're doing for golf right now, but they do golf. They do like the big, big standing events, big standing sports, classic things, timeless sports. To say that you don't see them, like I don't think I know a boxer who's been sponsored by Rolex or something like that. I don't know if they've inched in the football or soccer arena. Maybe on soccer, I don't think on football. So it's not a brand you see. They don't really need to honestly, but they like to be with long-standing sports and long-standing traditions, with of course high-end clientele. So LVMH moving in and inking quite a check to take over, I think is very, very interesting, and something that is, it shows that they're not, sitting around. They really want to be aggressive with what they're doing with their assets, and they want to bump up tag orders. I think it's an interesting move from them. I don't know if it'll affect too much, except more, tag order limited editions and more tags on the racetrack. So I think that's interesting. And to wrap up our news segment, the Black Bay ceramic blue is now officially here. This watch we talked about a little bit. We saw a preview when, let me say this right, the Visa Cash App, RB Formula One team, Yuki Tsunoda and Daniel Ricciardo, they did a couple posts with them, and you saw them out in the wild, I think maybe for Miami, the Miami race or so. And we all thought this would be a pretty cool watch. And now it's officially released. And I think this is going to be, what's the price point? 5,200 euros, 4,800 Swiss franc. So right around $5,000 dollars there. And I think this will do great. Let's see if it does anything like what's going on with the pink Black Bay Chronos. I don't think it will, but I'm glad to see that they introduced this as a normal piece, and it wasn't just something that they were teasing just for the racers to wear. Because I honestly, I love this watch. It's a nice Black Bay ceramic with a beautiful blue dial, and it's a winner for me. All right, let's get into the watches of the week. So this week I wanted to, because I like making these collections. So this week's challenge was to make the perfect 3-piece traveling collection. You 3 watches. You're going to be on holiday. You're going to be on business travel for 2 to 3 weeks. You can't take anything else except three watches. Let's make a collection, and I dove in with that in mind. So let's start off first with the ladies piece, something for the lady who might be traveling with us, or we're gone for a long time. You gotta give her a little gift when you get back. Rolex 178241. This is a Datejust two-tone 18-karat rose gold and steel, 31 millimeters, beautiful black diamond dial with a smooth bezel. I don't talk about smooth bezel pieces too much, but I think in this configuration, 18-karat rose gold, black dial, the smooth bezel just flows in really, really well. And it just gives you a nice contrast, a nice depth. The rose gold with that dark black dial, it just looks good. Full set from May 2019. This one's a 13675. Ladies pieces, like I've said in the last podcast, they go pretty fast. 31 millimeters to me is the perfect size for somebody who doesn't like something too small, but when you inch into 36, it's a bit too big. I think the 31 is very good, very versatile. And this could be a cocktail watch. This could be an everyday watch, depending what you like to wear. It's not loud, it's not yelling, but it gives you all the luxury you want from a nice Rolex ladies piece. So definitely check out that if you're looking for something nice for the significant other. Now moving on to my traveling collection, let's start out with the Cartier Santos, the Cartier large size with the beautiful green dial. This is my favorite Cartier dial right now in the large size. In the large size, I think it's perfect. If you're somebody who has a little bit of a larger wrist, I'm 7.5 inch, so wrist, so I really enjoy the large size. They do it in mid-size too, but the star of the show here is definitely that beautiful deep green dial that goes from a nice forest green to even this a midnight green or even a black at the edges. It really plays well in the light. Big fan of the Santos, the Cartier case and style and bracelet. It gives me everything I want from a luxury sport watch, something I can get wet, something I can have fun with, something I can get wear every day, but still something unique, something that has its own identity. Nothing else looks like a Santos case. Nothing else looks like a Santos bracelet. It feels good on the wrist. It looks good on the wrist. And it's something that honestly, you really don't want more from this watch. On top of all that, it comes with a beautiful deep green alligator strap as well and buckle. So you got 2 watches for the price of one, making it an excellent choice for the travel watch, especially if you just want to keep this on, put the strap in your briefcase, or keep the strap in your bag somewhere, and you could turn it from a little bit of sporty watch to a little bit of elegant piece really, really quickly. That's why I enjoy that. And the price point is great on these boxing papers. This one's $73.75. I think this might be boxing paper 73.75. Got double check on the papers on that one, but either way, great price. You don't see these go for crazy numbers as well, and a great piece you could wear every day and really, really enjoy it. Next up, we're traveling, so we have to have a dual time piece, and for my dual time or world time piece or in between, this is the JLC Master Geographic Automatic with the beautiful sector dial. These came out, I think 2017 was the first variation. They're not like a high production piece from JLC, which I like. Still very exclusive. You don't see a ton of them out there. This one's box and papers, full set. April 2021 originally, but service papers from January 2024. So recently serviced, which means it's working perfectly. Let's get down to the watch. Really clean 39 millimeter piece. It gives you a little bit of a vintage style with this sector dial. You got that sector dial, meaning every kind of quadrant of the dial looks a little bit different, has a little bit of a different hue, a different finish. On the hands, you have the traditional kind of serene style hands, which I love. Down to the bottom, you have your second time zone as well with a world scale, like a semi-world timer scale there, so you could sync it up with the different main cities that coordinate with the main time zones around the world. Even little lines there to help you with daylight savings and half time zone, etc. Just a great all-around piece, a great traveler's watch. If you're looking for something that has multiple time zones, I like having that semi-world timer view as well, because it gives me that little added complication, that little added fun, but it doesn't take over the watch. Clean silver dial, the sector style, the vintage zoom as well, gives you a lot of character, a lot of things to play with. You have a lot of highlights with different blues and dark blues on the dial as well. So it gives you a lot of action, a lot of contrast, but it's not an overly complicated watch. There's not a ton of information on there, even though you have a second time zone, you have a day-night indicator. Everything is sized the right way and balanced up perfectly to make it a very, very wearable watch. And then, quick change as well, knob up there at 10 o'clock for you to go through your second time zone. So great partner in crime, a great watch to take with you traveling. It looks excellent. It's unique among a lot of other watches you're going to see out there, among JLCs as well. And being a JLC, you know what you're getting. In-house movement, unique to the watch. Tested for over 1,000 hours, just obscene in terms of the quality you get from JLC pieces. $88.75 for this watch. Really, really great value for a nice, unique piece, and something again like this will go and it'll be a while before I get another one, because these sector dials just have its own little fan base and its own little, well-deserved notoriety right there. All right, let's wrap it off. If I'm traveling, I need one heavy piece with something that's a little bit under the radar, so I'm not too worried about it. And then we have to go to one of my favorite Daytonas, and that is the white gold 116509 with the beautiful blue dial. This is a really good example. These are now discontinued, right? The particular one we have now is unworn from December 2023. So it's probably one of the last produced pieces out there. I love this watch. I've talked about this watch a few times. I think, when the John Mayer, the yellow, gold, green took off, this watch got ignored, but this is just as beautiful. Would be a nice understated piece. It's white gold, so you get that luster of a white gold piece. You get the weight of white gold. The dial is just an amazing blue. That is it's vivid. It's vivid and deep blue. I love the red accent circles on the sub-dials that go in well with the red Daytona font. And this to me is just a perfect luxury watch. If you're looking for something luxury, looking for something in precious metal, this is it. Because you can wear this in pretty much any scenario. If they don't know Rolex, they don't know what it is. It just looks like a steel watch. It looks like a special Daytona or something like that. But you don't know that it's something of that price point on your wrist. And it's a Daytona. This is a tank. You could swim with it. You could do whatever you want with it. And you could really be very comfy in this watch while having something that's a little bit more high end. If you want to be, flex a little bit without, having diamonds or going for a full yellow gold piece that's going to kind of yellow across the room. This is the perfect thing that just peeks out under the cuff of your shirt. And it's just like, very, very nice. So definitely a piece to check out, and definitely the crown on my little traveling collection here. Thank you guys so much for tuning in. Let me know what you'd put in your perfect 3-watch collection if you had to be away from home for 3 weeks or a month or a long time. What 3 watches you'd like to put in that collection and kind of rotate out. And thank you for watching. I'm CQ the Watch Guy. And remember, buy what you love.